Just want to give you an update on the project. Sue, do we have someone to put the rendering up, or no?
I'm going to go through my little PowerPoint after you say a few words, and then Joe
Okay.
Rosello is going to put up the plans.
Okay, so just to give everybody a recap, my entity bought 190 West, and the original game plan was for phase 1 to rehab the building, and then a phase 2 to put an addition on it, depending on market conditions. About 6 weeks ago, Sue and her company, who is going to take the existing building and rent it, conveyed to me that she needed more space, so we decided to do phase 2 simultaneously. So that's where we are right now. We have the rendering complete. The architect's on the line if you want to have any questions with Carmen. But from a status standpoint, the sidewalks are complete. The existing building is fully demoed. The roof is repaired. New cornice is installed. Exterior masonry is complete. And the iron rails and stairs were removed, the exterior ones, and getting refurbished. They should be on next week. And we have windows going in probably in the end of 2 weeks. We have, Sue and I have worked through her floor plan for the building. So we have permit drawings in hand ready to get submitted to start construction on the existing building. And we are almost ready as well to simultaneously start construction on phase 2, the addition.
Okay, so. There we go. So, and thank you, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here too. And I just wanted to take you through a brief presentation just to bring everybody up to date with what our plans and vision for not only this facility, but how we're going to integrate with the city of Coatesville. So it's amazing. It's only been about a year since the RDA selected Proudfoot Capital to buy 190 West. And so as you can see, we're all on the left-hand side. That's what it looked like a year ago. And then over on the right-hand side is what it will look like when it's completed. And the idea here is to really bring an innovation center to town, which will give the community the opportunity, and the businesses that are there the opportunity to take innovative concepts, products, from literally drawing on a napkin through all the stages of creation into commercialization, and have a manufacturing facility on site that allows the products that are created and imagined on this property, in this facility, to be made right in Coatesville using Coatesville labor, and then shipped directly from Coatesville, hopefully throughout the world. So just to give you an idea of what will go where, we call this advancing innovation from concept to revenue. In the historic building, it'll be a multi-company headquarters. There are 5 companies already committed to coming to Coatesville and being in this building. On the left-hand side, on the bottom floor, will be an engineering lab and a light manufacturing facility. Will be testing facilities. In the historic section, we're going to have some classrooms because we want to be able to offer a lot of education to folks in the city about entrepreneurship, building businesses, and things like that. We also have a very extensive high school internship program. Then we'll also have a podcast studio, photography studio, filming area, and then shipping and receiving. So it's really a one-stop shop for folks that want to create and invent products and then bring them to fruition. These are the companies that are already committed to coming to Coatesville when we open. Most of you are familiar with H2O Connected. That's the water technology company that I run. And then End Solutions is a product development company that is sort of the foundation tenant for this building. I co-founded that with my business partner, Eric Campfield, in 2006. And then Bioforce Analytics is a company that makes very sophisticated high-speed motion measurement sensors. And those will be going into high school and college physics labs to help bring physics to life for the students. Proudfoot Capital is a company you may have heard of and certainly familiar with. We have a new company in that we are helping that is our first Coatesville entrepreneur. This individual lives on the West End, came to us with a very innovative idea, and we are helping him file his patents probably within the next 30 days and hope to have his product in production this summer. So that's, we're really excited about that. And then on the left-hand side is Priority Green. This is a company that makes traffic signal preemption products. So these are products that go in the light bar of an emergency vehicle that changes the traffic light from red to green so that law enforcement and first responders can travel at speed through traffic lights safely. And actually, this product will be going into 3 of your Coatesville police cars here shortly.
Great news.
And so this is just to give you an idea of some of the products that are going to be made right here in Coatesville. We are really looking forward to hiring right from within the community and training folks from entry level and then having a kind of a stair step on the job training approach so that folks can continue, like our motivated employees can continue to learn more, have higher job skills, and take on more and more ability to earn higher wages through working in more complex areas of the company. So these first 3 up here are the water conservation products. We also make we developed one of the most sophisticated hands-free faucets on the planet, and that the brains of that product will be made in Coatesville. We also have 5 traffic signal preemption products in that line, and then the motion measurement device. And we've got a couple of other things in the works, but this will give you a sense of what's going to be made at 190 West. We also have a pretty extensive high school internship program, and the companies that are there will be participating in this. It's run by Nth Solutions. It's a 2-year paid program that works right now. We work with 15 high school students. We work with 5 high schools, including Cache, but once we move to Coatesville, we'll be able to work more with the students that live in the city. We have an engineering track and a marketing track, and these students work right alongside the professionals to actually create product and learn how to market product. And we have now 15 of our high school interns are named inventors on issued patents that we've developed. So on products that are in the marketplace. So it's a very unique program, and we're really looking forward to building that out. So we see this as just the beginning. This is David touched on some of the things we've been doing with interior demo, those bright, shiny new sidewalks. We've had a lot of folks in the neighborhood that have stopped by to ooh and ah over the progress we're making in the building. And there seems to be just a lot of excitement about what's going on out there. And so we're just really excited to see this come to life. And so anyway, I just want to thank you for the time to talk. I really want to thank Mr. Trio and Mr. Logan for helping us move through this process so far. I also want to thank the city for enabling us to move forward during COVID. I know that, you know, sometimes the city gets some undeserved criticism for not being fast enough. And I think that what we've been able to do in less than 90 days is a real testament to how well we can all work together. And so, and then thank the Second Century. Sunny Huntsinger has been great in helping us with some of our economic development questions. And then I can't end without thanking the RDA for choosing us for this project. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm just excited about the progress that you've made, excited about how you are utilizing our youth, and the fact that some of them have patents already or co-patent inventors, and that's exciting and that's great. So I appreciate everything that you're doing up there at 190.
I'd like to pass it. Thank you, Carmen. I'd like to pass it over to Joe, and so he can talk about the plans and finish up our presentation. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Susan. I guess the planned portion of our presentation would also be covered under the land development plan. So I can talk about the civil planning and where we are getting through the city with approvals, or have that as I think that's the next agenda item. actually discussing the land development application. So what would the best way for me to do that? Tony, do you have any, should I make a presentation or just wait till my spot in the
No.
agenda?
You could make the presentation and
Okay. Well, thank you then. Oh, so I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And hopefully I can do this here. Can everyone see that?
nope.
It
We
disappeared.
saw it and it disappeared.
Yeah, the blank screen?
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Okay, can everyone see that then?
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay, thank you. So this is the rendering that Sue had pointed out. It's a little bit of a larger scale. And on the rendering, you can see the existing building that's being renovated, which is the original 190 building. There's a connecting breezeway. And then this is the addition that also has a loading area. And as you can see, the parking lot, which right now is just all broken up gravel, which will be a paved parking lot with landscaped islands and a significant amount of greenery to enhance the site. The next plan I have here is the actual site plans. This is the plan of the site that shows the parking, shows the existing building and the building addition, shows the improvements around the corner, shows the parking lot and the loading area. Primarily, we're doing very little in the way of disturbing the existing parking lot. It is relatively flat. We're going to be doing minimal grading, but we're going to be improving the way that the stormwater flows across the property right now by adding some inlets and by adding some other features to help with the stormwater, and also to also add some BMP measures, which are islands that have landscaping and greenery in them, that the water can go into the island. It provides nutrients to the plants, and then it also filters out some of the parking lot pollutants. So a BMP measures there where there aren't any today. The next plan, it shows some of the existing conditions there and some of the work that's being done. But what I'd like to do is bring up the architectural plans and have our architect talk about the floor plan and the elevations that will help everyone see them. I'm going to bring them up now.
Joe, this is Carmen. Why don't we, let me start the presentation by talking from this rendering. I think it'd be a little bit easier than going
Okay.
past the floor plans. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for allowing me this moment to present. I want to start with the right side of the elevation, which is the existing 190 West Lincoln Highway building. If you'll notice, there are, in theory, 4 sets of windows. There's a grade level window, which is covered in stone. Then the body of the building has 2 layers of brick. And then you have the dormers on the upper level. Our existing building does have 4 layers or 4 levels of office space. It is our intent, using the connecting link that attaches to this building and our new addition, because remember, the new addition only has 2 levels. And what we've done to give the manufacturing, the lab, and the warehouse space the necessary height that they need to function properly, we have taken the 3rd set of windows, which is really on the right side, which is the 3rd floor of the existing building, and connected it to the second floor of our building. That gives us about 17 feet floor to floor on the lower level, which is a good height for the type of manufacturing, the light manufacturing that we're proposing to do. We tried to blend the old and the new. We're an innovation company that's going to be moving in here. We didn't want to sit back and ignore the history of the existing building, but we didn't want to mimic it because there was no real way to do that. So we took a different approach of kind of positioning the old and the new. The new building will be comprised of precast concrete panels that'll be shipped to the site so they can go up quickly and efficiently. Through the use of paint and texture, we are going to kind of oppose the existing building. You can see that we're going to match the color of this existing stone base on the upper portion of our building, and then we're going to match the color or the color of the brick on the lower level. Creates interest to the site, creates interest to the building. The connecting link is a combination of glass to separate the old and the new. We have a stair tower where those windows are located. And then we have precast concrete panels. So it's very simple. We're taking all the roof water to our side of the building. We're sloping it down. And Joe and his company have sat back and are going to direct the water across the lot, under the lot, through the lot to meet the best management practices. The truck itself, as you can see, we kind of recessed the building at that portion so that we could work with the proper turning radiuses for the trucks. And at the same time, keep all the aisle spaces clear for the cars and the people that are walking around. On the right-hand side, adjacent to the existing building, you'll notice some green space. If you're familiar with the site, the second floor of this building connects at level with the highway. We have basically a slightly sunken courtyard. It'll become an active place for people to come out, have lunch, sit, relax. The idea of trying to use the site and incorporate creativity. To do that, this having the ability to get up and walk around, not being stuck in an office on a daily basis is really a good thing. So our folks, the people, the users will be able to move through the building freely. There'll be a small atrium space in that connecting link. There is an areaway around our building that's separated from Church Street and from the highway that people can walk around. So we think we've created a nice, simple manner of architecture, old and new combined. If you'd like me to walk you through each individual floor, I will gladly do so, but I think you've got a good image of the building right now.
Right. Does
Looks
anyone
good. They must,
I'm sorry, I was just going to ask, does anyone of council want to see the floor plans?
no, they must be good paying jobs because I see a couple of Teslas, BMW, an Audi, a Land Rover, Range Rover. I see them in the parking lot.
It's called artistic license when you do a.
Oh, okay. I like the Tesla.
I concur.
Very nice.
Okay.
It looks beautiful. It's a welcome addition to the best end of Coatesville.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Oh, did I say best end? I meant West End.
Yeah, you did mean West End. So are we going back to Sue, or is the presentation completed?
I think the presentation's
Yeah.
completed unless there's questions or anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Sue. I'm proud of you. How many jobs is this going to bring to our city?
That's a good question. Within the first 18 months, we expect to hire an additional 30 people. And then it'll grow from there. But what's really interesting, according to some statistics I've read that were as new as 2019, a lot of those jobs will be in manufacturing and support, and one manufacturing job creates 7 indirect jobs, and one professional job creates 4. So in addition to the 30 that we expect, new jobs we expect to bring in over the next 18 months, we think it'll really jumpstart some other employment. That does not count additional companies that might move in to join us there. That's just End Solutions, H2O connected employment.
Yeah, the second floor of that new building is spec space. So that's, you know, that's going to be leasable to any new company that comes in, or if Sue has more plans to expand.
David, if I might, so on the second floor, I see you got a loading dock for the first floor. If the second floor, is there going to be an elevator, like a freight elevator, in case that turns into some sort of warehouse space, or what?
That's a good, we actually are putting in design the capability of putting in some kind of dumbwaiter.
Okay.
So we're gonna put it in the steel frame, and then if we need to do it, we can cut out the concrete, and you know the steel will be in place. So we're preparing for something like that.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering.
And I have a question as well. What does the carbon emissions and like sustainability of the building look like? Are there like any measures for sustainability?
The,
Oh, go ahead, Carmen.
the building's gonna meet the most current editions of the energy code. We're using materials, I mean, concrete is something that is sustainable. It's being fabricated in Pennsylvania and shipped in Pennsylvania. It's close by. So we're trying to be sensitive to everything that we need to do. I couldn't begin to tell you the exact carbon footprint. I don't know what that is. But using local materials, local people everywhere that we can.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
And Councilwoman Graves, the other thing is because we're repurposing a historic structure and we're saving that structure, you know, we're working as well as we can within that structure, you know. So
Maybe a green roof.
Thank you.
yeah, we looked at that.
Sue,
Very expensive.
if everything goes right, when do you expect to open up the doors?
That is the $64,000 question. I've been pushing for year end, but I mean, you know, we'll have to see how that goes. But you know, we're hoping either by year end or the very beginning of next year. So we are not wasting any time.
Yeah, actually, our office is ready to submit permit drawings on a moment's notice.
Wonderful.
We're
ready
open now.
to, yeah, as they say, we're ready to accept the plans in a moment.
Great.
Very
You guys have
well.
done a wonderful job.
Well, we are really excited to be in Coatesville. Everyone's been great to work with. The community's been fabulous. We've really just enjoyed everybody we've got.
Oh, Walmart.
Hmm?
What?
I think he thought he was on mute.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sue. You hit the ground running coming into Coatesville, and thank you for keeping it moving. You're doing a wonderful job, and we look forward to the ribbon cutting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Big scissors.
Yeah.